community called snitching. How does that go into effect of us not telling on those individuals that we see commit a crime I mean, why is that such a big issue in our community?
I'm gonna let her say something on that too, but I do have to address that.
Okay.
Because that's become one of my pet peeves, is that what people don't realize is that they are allowing the perpetrators to pull them into that crime with them when they don't say, or they won't at least reveal what they saw, what they know, because they're operating on fear. They're operating on the fear factor that if they can scare you bad enough, you won't say anything. But what you don't realize, the person who has evidence that could get that person off the street, is that they just made you a participant. Because if you saw something and you don't reveal what you saw, they just drew you into that crime with them. And what they can do is continue their reign of terror because they know they can scare people into silence. And what we've got to do is stop allowing people to scare us into silence. What we should be more afraid of is what God is going to say about the fact that you knew and you didn't say anything, than what these people can do to you. I do fear God more than I fear man. So if I see something, I'm going to tell. And then the chips going to have to fall wherever they may. Right. And a sister from New York just relocated here. Her name is Joanne. And Joanne came up with, she took the word snitch and made it an acronym. And this is what she came up with, because her son was murdered and nobody would tell. And to this day, they still don't know who killed her son. But she says she'll know one who commits murder, who commits homicide. That's what snitch stands for her. We made a big banner that says that we hold during our rallies now, that people need to understand snitch has a new meaning. It means stop shielding these people. Stop helping them to get out here on the streets and kill more people. Stop shielding them and turn them in, get them off the streets.
Sally?
Well, I can sort of, I guess, I don't know what to say about this, because the perpetrator of the person that killed my son sat in jail for a year. And right before we got ready to go to court, I was called to the DA's office to be told that before I left the court, before I left his office, the person that was accused of killing my son would already be out free on the streets, because everybody that was willing to testify against him had recanted their story. So, you know, one thing we need to start understanding is that when we know what we know and you committed a crime, it's okay to tell. Because if that person can hold that over your head and frighten you to the point to where you're afraid, we will always be afraid. And as black people, we need to stop. Because I know a crime that was committed in Charlotte that had to do with Cabarrus County. And it was another white person that told on a white person what he done that got him arrested. But we wouldn't do that to our own people. We'd say, no, I can't let my brother down like that. You are not letting your brother down, but you are upholding when your brother does something wrong. That's not right. Because we need to start telling what we're seeing. Because too many lives are being taken and nobody's ever serving time for taking these lives. No, it's not, even in my case, do I want the person to die that took my son's life? No, because I don't have that right. Just like he didn't have the right to take my son's life. But for him to serve time, yes, he should have served time for taking a life. But we feel like it's different laws and different rules for different people, and that's not true. Because in Cabarrus County now, I sit on more than just Mothers of Murdered Offspring. So I'm with Project Safe Neighborhoods. I go to notification of black and white that comes out that's been in the prison system. I was just on the appointed, and this year was the last year, for serving on the Justice Board with the Cabarrus County, where we had to stand up for rights, not only for the victims, but also for the criminals. So I feel like we're not doing any justice to the criminal when we say, no, I won't testify, no, I won't tell what happened. Because my thing is this, and I tell anybody, we've been asked, why did we go to a drug dealer's funeral? Well, a drug dealer had a life too. If you're not pleased with what a drug dealer does, call the police. Tell them. Let them handle it. If you're not, why would a man kill a prostitute? She didn't make you buy it. You bought it because you wanted to. If you're not pleased with the crime, that's why we have laws and order. That's why God said we should abide by the laws of the land. If you're going to commit a murder, you're going to take somebody's life, you should have to serve the time or justify what you've done. But we won't do it. We won't tell on our brothers. So we say that's my brother.
I have one more comment.
Go ahead, go ahead.
On the snitching thing. I tell you, that's a pet peeve of mine, the snitching thing. According to Miss Joanne, the lady who gave us the acronym on snitching, her theory is also this, that you're not a snitch if you tell what you see. You're a witness. She says a snitch is a person where two people go do a crime together and the other one tells on the other one. That's snitching. He says, but when you witness a crime and you're an innocent bystander and you're just standing there and you see something happen, you are an eyewitness, which makes you not a snitch. So we need to get the definition of snitch to get, right from witness. So there difference being a witness and a snitch. Snitch sneak on, they tell what each other did. That's not what you're doing. You're telling because you're an eyewitness to something. And we need to become more eyewitnesses and stop letting people scare us with this snitch stuff.
Are the churches getting as involved as they should be in this issue?
No.
No, not so far, but we're hopeful because we just think we've got to give them, let them see how important they are. I don't think yet they understand their importance in this plan of helping to save people, because ultimately this is about people's soul salvation. And I think when churches realize that they have a major role to play in helping to pull those people from the clutches of sin and evil, that they will, get busy and get involved and get out in the community more.
Yes, ma'am, Sally.
Do I feel like the churches are involved? No. The churches got involved when Trayvon Martin was killed, because then everybody wanted to hold the rallies in the churches. We wanted to have prayer meetings. We wanted to do everything else. And I know because we was invited as mothers of murdered offsprings of Cabarrus County to go sit in, to wear a hoodie. My thing was, no, I would not wear a hoodie. I would wear our colors, which was purple. Because number one, Trayvon Martin, sure, it happened. But his family, other families that it happened to also, I'm just like Judy in this, why didn't we all take a stand when it happens with anybody? Not just one family, but with every family. So no, our churches are not involved like they should be, because I feel like our church leaders could do more. They could come down out the pulpits and go into the streets a little bit more and talk about the Word of God.
When we react the way we did with Trayvon Martin, what we're doing is allowing people with lighter skin to define the value of a black life. And what we're doing is allowing that to happen, because a black life is only worth rallying over if a white person takes it. And what we've got to do is say every life is important, black and white. It's not about what color the person is that took it, but we have allowed this to go on for we've been in existence almost 20 years, and it's been going on for 20 years, that the only time we get upset is when a white person takes a black life. And this man was Hispanic, which is, I don't know what that's considered, but still his skin was lighter. And when that happened, the churches rallied. And I think all we really succeeded in doing was making Skittles rich, the tea companies rich, and the hoodie companies rich, because they capitalized on the fact that people were going out buying all these Skittles when they could have been taking that money and helping families that were really in need. And we got on the bandwagon. I support the fact that something needed to be done there, but the Martin family on that end, I promise you, are not hurting any more than the Martin family right here in Charlotte when it comes to that. But he died, his mother held him while he died. He died on her front porch. does anybody care? He died on her front porch. She watched her child die. Trayvon Martin's mother, I think, heard about her son dying. But this mother held her child while he passed away. And why haven't we rallied? Two Martins. I call it the tale of two Martins.
I know I attend New Life Fellowship, Pastor John B. Key. I know every year he has a gun drive to get all the guns out the street. I think that's a very important thing. Why is it such easy for the guns to be in our community? It's an easy thing. We see young kids carrying guns. Where are they getting them from?
I think guns are very easy to be found, just like drugs, cigarette, and alcohol. You know, they sold on every corner. You can find them if that's what you want. And I think until we see how those things pull our communities down. You find the liquor stores, you find them some but there's one in every black community, you know, and people are spending their money on alcohol, liquor, and on guns. And I'm not sure, and I think it comes from a deeper sense of people not having a relationship with God, because when you have a relationship with God, you don't have those same kind of fears. People have fears because they don't have the trust to believe that somebody they never met is really taking care of them. So they feel like they gotta turn to these other things, and the cigarettes and the alcohol. Those are just comforters. Those are things that help them deal with whatever they're going through. They're running from something, and until we start facing what it is that we deal with every day, you know, in our community, and stop running from it. We can't run from something. Something you just got to meet them head on and just deal with them. That is how you bring about change. And until we do that, they'll keep drinking, and they'll keep getting high, and they'll keep doing the things that's really pulling our community down from the inside. We're doing it to each other. That is why we're killing each other. We don't have any value, because we're getting into those things that are not allowing us to really think clearly and to realize that the real help that we need is going to come from our Heavenly Father.
If someone needed to get in contact with y'all, how would they go about doing it?
The Charlotte number is 704-334-5056. Our website, www.mamocares.com. And Sally can give you the one for Cabarrus County.
Cabarrus County is 980-226-2200, and it is answered at all times because I wear it on my side. It's my cell phone, and it is on the side of my car. I don't use Mothers and Murdered Offspring's website. I use my own, Sally Coleman 9877 at AOL.com, because I have to go in there and check it so often. But again, you can get in touch with me at 980-226-2200.
Thank you, ladies, for coming back on the show, and hopefully get you back on and talk some more about this growing issue that we're having. Ladies and gentlemen, go on the website, www.paulmbrown.webs.com. You can go on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. You be encouraged. I just want to thank young ladies for coming on. I just want to thank, thank you. Be encouraged.
Karen ain't getting caught in the traffic going